I'm back. Welcome to another edition of On to the Next One. How's it going, friends? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another edition of On to the Next One. I am your host, Lupe. Nice to see you guys again, or nice to talk to you all again. And got tons of information, tons of stuff that happened over the past couple of days. I have not gone to the thrift store in a long while. All right, so I kind of went yesterday pretty much to the Elizabeth thrift store here in Bronzeville, where I usually go and look for CDs or look for any type of things that I kind of dig, more to my hoarding collection. But I did not find any CDs. I did not find any music, but I did find some kick-ass posters. All right, and these posters are um, they were for $2. The guy was pretty cool enough to actually leave them for that amount. I am going to frame them. All right, so here, sorry, I do apologize for that. Yeah, they're pretty big posters, and I am going to frame them only because they're killer posters, and obviously this is with my adopted father, Rob Halford, Judas Priest, right there, badass. All right, so yeah, I did get that gem, so I just need to get the dimension so I can buy the frame for that. And hey, man, this one it is damaged. I will take care of that, but I couldn't pass up on, the wonderful, great Van Halen right there, Diamond Dave. All right, this side you do have Michael Anthony. It's a little torn, but we'll fix that. Well, catch with the glare. I do apologize for that, but yeah, you know, great posters. You did have more. These are the ones that I dig the most. But yeah, you know what? Up next, I'm going to actually frame them, show you guys how it came out. All right. Hopefully, I do find the right frames. They do have the dimensions for that. All right. So yeah. Then today, actually, earlier today, I did go to the flea market. All right, 77 flea market, and I ran into some pretty cool stuff. I got some vinyl. I met up with my brother-in-law there, and I just see everybody looking at some piles, and I tell him because he's sells things there. Just tell him, hey man, what's that? And he's like, oh, they're vinyls. Try to check them out, but I don't think they have any good ones. So I'm like, oh shit. So I ran over to where they all were, and yeah, I got some three ones that really caught my eye. The first one beginning with Rod Stewart, right there, Footloose and Fancy Free. Okay, I know my sister's probably gonna fall in love with this album. It's a great album. It's got a couple of songs that are great. My favorite one is Side B, the last song, which is "I Was Only Joking." It's one of my favorite songs in Rod Stewart's actual collection. All right, I was only joking. And here's a snippet of this vinyl being played on my record player. Check it out. Running free, waging war with society. Some bright faces stare back at me, but nothing ever changed. All right, so that was Rod Stewart with Footloose and Fancy Free. Up next, we do have, this band. Um, it's kind of a hit and miss, at least for me personally, but they released a lot of great stuff back in the 70s. And I think one of the most memorable tracks is called Sirius, Sirius. If y'all don't know, that's the Chicago Bulls entrance back in the 90s when Jordan ruled the NBA. That beginning track, that is Alan Parsons' project. And it took me years to know that, I would always say, oh shit, that's the Chicago Bulls theme. But yeah, they did release other great records. I can say that this is my third album that I own from from the Alan Parsons Project. It's called Pyramid, right there. It's got a pretty pretty neat cover. First song, Voyager. Voyager, another one. It's a really trippy kind of spacey intro that kind of gets you into what goes up, you know. And here's another. Here's a snippet of this vinyl that I was playing. Check it out. What goes on must come down. What must rise must fall, and what goes on in your mind is painting on the wall. All right, so that was the Alan Parsons Project. It's a great album. Uh, this last one, this last vinyl that I found, that I ran into, you know what? I've not been familiar with his music, but I have been familiar with the name. All right. Those who don't know me, yes, I am a big fan of the blues, Delta blues, Chicago blues, any type of blues. But what better way to actually listen to the blues than to listen to the father of Texas blues, Blind Lemon Jefferson, right there. These tracks are old, man. They were recorded from 1926 to 1929, 6 years of just jams. It's got six songs on each side, but yeah, it's a little rough. Obviously, the recordings, you know, we've come to a lot within the years and within the century, I guess. But the feel, that's what pretty much the blues is. You just, it's just the feel of the Texas blues or the blues in general. But yeah, Blind Lemon Jefferson. This man, yes, he was blind. He was born blind. Family of seven. He was the last kid, and I mean, to actually play the guitar, to actually do anything at that, just being, not being able to see is a little, it's my respects, So yeah, this is a snippet again of what I played this album. Check it out. All right, moving on. I don't know if you guys can actually hear the music that I'm listening to, but sometimes maybe on Sundays, kind of have to unwind. Um, I do listen to a lot of music, a lot of different types of genres. Um, but I'm listening to Jose Jose, great, great, great singer. Rest in peace. Um, it's just slow vibe type of music. I was listening to him, Julio Iglesias, over the weekend. Just sometimes the brain just has to chill, right? So better way to put this type of music. All right, so you know what? I have mentioned it before that I am a big fan of Metallica, one of my favorite bands, and I've never seen them live, but hopefully one day. Um, my favorite Metallica era obviously was with their second bassist, Jason Newsted. Jason Newsted was asked to join. Well, they gave him an offer to join Metallica back in 1986 after their not their original guitar. I'm sorry, not their original bassist, but the most known, which was Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton eventually, yes, he did pass away in that bad bus crash where the bus just fell on top of him over in Sweden. But you know, uh, my years, I guess, listening to Metallica have always been with Jason Newsted. Coming from the And Justice for All, which is my favorite Metallica album, to the Black Album, all the way to the Loads, Reloads. I think that was pretty much the last thing because then they released the Garage Inc. and they were kind of on a hiatus kind of thing. But then battling Napster, so there wasn't really new music at that. But yeah, man, about a year ago, Jason actually said, well, Jason quit in 2001. He quit Metallica He wanted to do other projects, which at that time Metallica said no, it's Metallica or nothing. He didn't like it, so personal issues, so he quit. All right, he just did said, you know what, I want to do other things. So fast forward to now, Jason, yes, he did other projects or whatnot, but he's been battling shoulder issues. You know what, guys? Playing this type of music, it's not easy. Heavy metal, thrash metal, always moving around. It takes a toll on the body, man. It's wear and tear. So, he had a band called Newstead. It was heavy, but he just put it on hiatus. He just put a stop on it because yeah, he did need shoulder surgery, so he didn't continue playing. And about a year ago, he said, you know what, I even if I was still in Metallica, I don't think I would play those songs anymore because they were too quick for him. They were too heavy on him. But lo and behold, about a couple of weeks ago, Jason said, "Hey, man, I'm bringing the band back, bringing Newstead back, and we'll take it from there. We'll see how the crowd reacts." And they reacted pretty well. This was taped, I believe, on the 20th. It was yesterday. Um, Playing a very classic Metallica song, "Whiplash." Check it out. All right, so that was Jason back at it, man, playing Whiplash. So you guys think that he's ready to actually play the heavy shit? Yeah, I think so. I mean, big props to Rob Trujillo. Big props to him. Hey, man, there's a Hispanic in Metallica, right? That's badass. Those Latinos. But personally, I'm not a big Rob Trujillo fan with Metallica. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I always said that Jason was the kid. He was the guy from Metallica after Cliff, obviously. And I mean, I'm sure a couple of friends of mine can actually agree with that. It's just the persona that he brings. It's just the vibe that he brings. Trujillo's a different thing. Trujillo comes from the suicidal tendencies, funk type of music. Jason comes from just heavy metal shit. Kid from Michigan, just drove to Arizona, made a band called Flotsam and Jetsam, and he auditioned for Metallica and he got the gig. He had the look, he had the persona and playing the guitar, bass. Great songwriter, and yeah, man, they struck gold with Jason Newsted, even though they didn't really like him in the beginning. But yeah, you know what? Towards the end, if you actually watch that video, watch the whole song. Towards the end, he changed the lyric because it's quite funny because in the last lyrics it says we'll never stop, we'll never quit because we're Metallica. That's the original lyric of the song, but he actually says that. That was pretty badass. That was badass for Newsted to do that. So yeah, man. Hopefully, if he actually continues with the tour, Texas dates, hopefully I get to catch that dude at least one fourth of Metallica, right? But yeah, moving on. Towards we're already going towards the end of on to the next one, and this is something badass that I ran into. Alex Lora, the singer for El Tri and Three Souls on My Mind. Singer for El Tri actually was in Paris, France, and he visited the Lizard King, Jim Morrison's resting place. Check it out.
Aquí ando, niñitos, en la tumba del maestro Jim Morrison, mandándoles un abrazo desde París, Francia, a toda la raza rock and rollera, visitando al maestro Morrison en su tumba y cantándoles esa de Come on baby, light my fire, try to set the night on fire. Ahí está la tumba del maestro Morrison, que vivirá por siempre en nuestro corazón.
That was awesome. Hey man, even your heroes have heroes too. Can't say that I'm a big Alex Lora fan. I love El Tri, but hey man, Jim Morrison, paying his respects. That's badass. So all right, friends. So we have reached the end of on to the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed and got a little bit more of useless informations in the brain. But I'll come back with more. All right. So hopefully you all enjoy the Sunday, what's rest of the weekend. And when I see you all next, it shall be another Sunday. On to the next one.